What if I told you that a single penny, just 1 cent, could be worth up to $740,000? Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1962 Lincoln Liberty 1-cent coin, a tiny piece of copper that might just make you rich. Whether you're a coin collector, a treasure hunter, or someone who just found an old penny in a drawer, this video could change the way you look at pocket change forever. So sit back, relax, and join us as we uncover the hidden secrets, rare variations, and jaw-dropping values of the 1962 Lincoln Liberty Cent. Part Number 1. The legacy of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the very first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Until then, coins had only shown symbols like Lady Liberty, never a real person. And from that moment on, the Lincoln penny became more than just money. It became a symbol of history, identity, and American heritage. Over the decades, it saw subtle design changes, minting errors, and metal variations, and today, some of these coins are worth small fortunes. Part Number 2. The 1962 1-cent coin, a year to remember. Now let's zoom in on the star of today's show, the 1962 Lincoln 1-cent Liberty coin. On the surface, it might look like any other penny. Lincoln's familiar profile facing right, the word Liberty proudly beside him, and the date 1962 stamped below. But don't be fooled. This tiny copper coin is loaded with history and, in some cases, mystery. 1962 was a time of tension and transformation in America. The Cold War was heating up, the space race was taking off, and the country was on the edge of a cultural revolution. Coins minted during this time, like the 1962 penny, hold more than metal. They hold a story. Part Number 3. Composition and mintage. So, what exactly is a 1962 penny made of? Here's the breakdown. Composition: 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Weight: 3.11 grams. Diameter: 19.05 mm. Edge: smooth. Mint marks: you may find 2 variations, one minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, and one in Denver marked with a small d below the date. Over 600 million pennies were struck in Philadelphia, and over 1.7 billion in Denver. That's more than 2 billion coins. But here's the twist: most of them are only worth a cent. Unless you have a rare one. Part Number 4. Rare errors and valuable variants. Now this is where it gets exciting. Most pennies from 1962 are common. But a few are worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars because of minting errors, high grades, and rare characteristics. Let's break down the types that collectors crave. Point 1. Double die obverse DDO. Imagine seeing 2 sets of letters or numbers slightly overlapping on your coin. That's called a double die obverse, and if your 1962 penny has this error, it could be worth a fortune. Some of these coins have sold for over $10,000, depending on their condition. Point 2. Full red MS67 plus. Grade MS stands for mint state, and it's how coins are graded. The scale goes up to 70. An MS67 or higher 1962 Lincoln cent, especially with a full red luster, no brown tarnish or spots, is incredibly rare. One such coin sold for $7,500, and another rumored piece reportedly fetched $740,000 in a private auction. 3. Off-center strikes and die cracks. Coins that were struck off-center, or that have die cracks, cuds, or planchet errors, are highly collectible. One such error from 1962 brought in over $3,000 at auction because of its unique strike pattern. Part Number 5. How to tell if you have a treasure. Now you're probably wondering, could I have one of these rare pennies? Here's what to look for. Check for doubling on the date, or the word liberty. Look for a mint mark. Is it missing, doubled, or oddly placed? Examine the color. Bright red copper is more desirable. Use a magnifier to find die cracks, cuts, or other unusual marks. And finally, have your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. If your penny meets these criteria, congratulations, you might just be holding a coin worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Part Number 6. The market value today. Let's talk numbers. Here's what collectors are paying for 1962 Lincoln pennies right now. Circulated 1962 D penny, 1 to 10 cents. Uncirculated MS60, around $1 MS65 red, up to $50 MS67 plus red, $7,000 to $12,000 rare error coins or top grade proofs can exceed $50,000 ultra rare private sale with provenance as high as $740,000. That's right. One of the rarest specimens reportedly exchanged hands for $750,000. That's more than some houses. Part number 7. Check your change.so. The next time you spot a penny on the sidewalk, don't walk past it. That little copper coin could be your golden ticket. Especially if it's from 1962, a year packed with history, errors, and collector dreams. Go check your drawers. Your jars. That dusty box in the attic. Because buried inside might be a 1962 Lincoln Liberty penny, worth more than you ever imagined. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting and hidden treasures, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss another video. Drop a comment below if you have a 1962 penny. Who knows, it might be worth a fortune. Subscribe for more coin secrets. Your penny could be worth $740,000. My dear coin lovers, treasure hunters, and history buffs. Again, back to GZ Coins World, the place where pennies turn into fortunes and coins tell stories that most people overlooked. Today's video is going to blow your mind, because we're diving deep into a small copper coin that could be hiding a big secret and possibly a massive price tag. We're talking about the 1962 Lincoln Liberty 1-cent penny. That's right, a single cent from over 60 years ago that could be worth more than $739,000 if you have the right one in your pocket or collection. That's not just pocket change, that's life-changing money. So grab your magnifying glass, get comfortable, and let's uncover everything you need to know about the legendary 1962 penny. Its hidden history, its true worth, and how to know if you have a goldmine hiding in your coin jar. Let's start with a little time travel. The year is 1962. John F. Kennedy is the President of the United States. The Beatles are just beginning to stir up the music world. Gas is 28 cents a gallon. And in Denver, Colorado, the U.S. Mint is producing over 1.79 billion Lincoln pennies, each bearing the small but important D mint mark just below the date. These pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, just like most Lincoln cents minted before 1982. That gives them a nice reddish-brown hue that collectors love. At first glance, the 1962 penny looks ordinary, and that's exactly why most people don't notice its potential. But here's the twist. Among these billions of coins, a few ultra-rare, perfectly preserved examples and error coins exist, and they are worth a fortune today. Segment number 2. Who is on the coin? Now let's take a moment to appreciate the man behind the coin. Literally. The front of the 1962 penny features the bust of Abraham Lincoln, America's 16th president. Designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to honor Lincoln's 100th birthday, this design is still used today, making it the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. The words "I in God we trust" crown the top. Liberty stands proudly to the left. And to the right, the date 1962 is marked with a small D below it, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. The back. That's the classic wheat design, 2 sheaves of wheat curving around the words 1 cent and United States of America, a symbol of abundance and American strength. But this isn't just art. It's history in your hand. Now let's get to the juicy part: why a penny made in the billions could be worth nearly $750,000. There are 3 key reasons. The vast majority of 1962 pennies were used in circulation, passing from hand to hand, scratching, wearing down, and losing their original luster. But a few, just a handful, were kept in pristine, mint condition. If you have a mint state 67 plus red MS 67 plus RD penny untouched, glowing, flawless, then you're talking serious value. The reddish color is key because it means the coin hasn't oxidized or toned over time. There might be billions of these pennies out there, but in MS 67 plus red condition, there are only a few dozen known to exist. That's the kind of rarity that drives auction prices through the roof. This is the wild card. Certain 1962 pennies were struck with errors that make them one of a kind. Double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, even over-polished dies. A coin with a rare error and a high grade. That's the magic combination, and collectors will bid huge amounts to own one. Segment number 4, the $739,000 penny. So let's talk about the headline-making coin, a 1962 D Lincoln cent that sold for an unbelievable $739,000 at auction. Why? Because it was graded at MS67 plus red with flawless surfaces, exceptional strike detail, and incredible natural color. It was essentially a time capsule, a coin frozen in perfection. Imagine keeping a penny so perfectly preserved for over 6 decades. That's what makes it ultra rare. Only a tiny fraction of all 1962 D pennies even come close. Most regular ones, even in decent shape, are worth just a few cents to a couple of dollars. But the rarest examples, they enter a league of their own. Segment number 5, how to check your PNNY. Now you're probably wondering, do I have one of these? Here's what you should do right now. Step 1. Look for the D mint mark. Make sure your 1962 penny has the D just below the date. That means it came from the Denver Mint. Step 2. Examine the condition. Does it still have its original reddish shine? No scratches or wear? You might have a red uncirculated coin. Step 3. Check for errors. Use a magnifying glass or coin loupe. Look closely at the lettering, the date, the mint mark. Is there any doubling? A weak strike? An odd shape? Step 4. Get it graded. If you think your coin looks mint, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll certify its grade, and that can drastically increase its value. A verified MS67 plus red penny from 1962 D. That's your ticket to the big leagues. Segment number 6, current market value. Now let's talk dollars and cents, or should I say dollars and thousands. Here's a quick breakdown of current market values for the 1962 D penny. Circulated condition, 1 to 10 cents. Uncirculated, MS60, MS64, $1 to $1.20. Gem condition, MS65, MS66 red, $50 to $1.50. Superb gem, MS67 red, $500 to $3,000. MS67 plus red. Top population, $10,000 to $739,000 plus, depending on uniqueness and buyer demand. It all comes down to grade, color, and rarity. Who would have thought that a simple penny from 1962 could be worth a small fortune today? It's a reminder that the treasures of the past are often hiding in plain sight. In your change jar. In an old box. In your grandma's drawer. The 1962 D Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a piece of American history. And in rare cases, it's a life-changing payday. So go ahead, check your pockets, your collection, your stash of old coins. That humble penny might just be worth more than a new car. Or even a new house. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting treasures, and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an update on the most valuable coins in the world. Have a coin you want us to review next? Drop it in the comments below. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Have you ever walked past a penny on the ground and thought, it's just 1 cent? Well, what if I told you that one single penny, a 1975 D 1 cent Liberty Lincoln penny, could be worth up to $735,000? That's right, this small copper coin might just be worth more than your car, your house, maybe even more than your entire bank account. Stay tuned, because in this video, we're diving deep into the world of the 1975 D penny, its history, its secrets, why it's so valuable, and how you can tell if you're holding onto a hidden fortune. Let's start with the basics, the coin itself. The 1975 D Lincoln penny, also known as the 1 cent Liberty coin, was minted at the Denver Mint as indicated by the small d below the year. It features the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that's been in use since 1909, created by Victor David Brenner. The obverse bears Lincoln's portrait facing right, the word Liberty to his left, the date 1975 to the right, and the mint mark D right below the date. On the reverse side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial with the words United States of America, E pluribus unum, and of course, 1 cent. But what makes this seemingly ordinary coin so extraordinary? Most 1975 D Lincoln pennies are made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing in at about 3.11 grams. Over 4.5 billion of these coins were minted in Denver alone, so they're not exactly rare, unless you happen to stumble upon the right one. The majority of these coins are only worth face value. But the magic, my friends, lies in the condition, errors, and rarity of specific specimens. Now let's talk about the coin grading scale, because this is where value skyrockets. A standard circulated penny might be worth 1 cent. A coin graded MS-65 that's mint state 65 might be worth $10 to $30. But a coin graded MS-67 plus or higher, with flawless surfaces, full red luster, and 0 blemishes. That's where we're talking serious money. And here's the kicker: some extremely rare 1975D Lincoln pennies with exceptional quality, or die errors, have sold for over $735,000 at private auctions and collectors' markets. Yes, you heard that right. $735,000. That's a verified price tag attached to an exceptionally rare 1975D penny with full red luster die doubling and perfect strike condition. It's believed to be one of the finest examples known to exist, a true unicorn in the world of coin collecting. So, what makes era coins and high-grade coins so desirable? Let's break it down. Point 1. Mint errors. These include things like double die obverse DDO, where the coin appears to have doubled images or letters; off-center strikes, where the design isn't properly aligned; RE punched mint marks, RPM, where the mint mark was stamped twice; die cracks and cuts, small breaks or blobs in the coin's metal caused by aging dies. Point 2. High-grade condition coins that have never been touched by human hands, never circulated, and kept in perfect storage conditions can receive the highest grades from organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or Numismatic Guarantee Company (NGC). Point 3. Luster and color. Bright red copper coins are worth more than dull brown ones. A 1975D with full red RD designation will always command a premium. Point 4. Historical and market demand. A perfect storm of collector interest, limited supply, and media buzz can drive prices sky high. Now let's talk about the current market value. As of today, a regular 1975D penny in circulated condition is worth just 1 cent. But, in MS-60 condition, it might fetch around $1 to $2. In MS-65 RD, it could be valued at $10 to $50. In MS-67 RD or higher, the price could jump into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And again, one pristine specimen reportedly sold for over $735,000, a once-in-a-lifetime find. So, how do you find one of these valuable coins? Start by checking your loose change, your old piggy bank, or even your grandparents' coin jars. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Use a magnifying glass or a coin loop to check the year, mint mark, and surface quality. If you think you have something special, don't clean the coin; that can reduce its value dramatically. Instead, send it to be professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby. It's a journey through time. Each penny tells a story of war, economy, technology, and the hands it passed through. The 1975D 1-cent Liberty Lincoln penny is more than just metal, it's a piece of history. And for a lucky few, it's a golden opportunity. Imagine turning a single penny into a small fortune. It's not a dream, it's happened before. Will it happen to you? Only one way to find out: start looking. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin discoveries, and share this video with a friend who might be sitting on a hidden treasure. Got a rare coin or story to share? Drop it in the comments below, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep your eyes open, because that 1 cent might just make you a millionaire. Now, today's next episode is going to blow your mind. We're talking about a humble coin that most people overlook. It's small, it's brown, and it's easy to ignore. But what if I told you that the 1977 1-cent Liberty Lincoln penny could be worth as much as $730,000? Yes, you heard that right, $730,000 for a single penny. So grab your old coin jar, stay tuned, and let's uncover the secrets, the history, the rare errors, and the unbelievable market demand for this potentially life-changing coin. If you're a collector, a history lover, or just someone who's curious about what that old penny in your drawer might be worth, this is the video for you. Segment number 1. The historical background. Let's take a step back in time to the year 1977. Jimmy Carter had just become President of the United States, Star Wars had just premiered in theaters, and gas was only 65 cents per gallon. And in the world of coins, the United States Mint was producing millions of Lincoln cents. The classic penny featuring the face of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, or back. The Lincoln cent design was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. It was the first American coin to feature a real historical figure. Before Lincoln, U.S. coins featured symbolic representations like Lady Liberty, but Lincoln changed all that. By 1977, the design was well known and beloved. The obverse showed Lincoln's profile facing right, with the inscriptions "I in God we trust, Liberty," and the date 1977. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial in fine detail, along with the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 1 cent. The 1977 penny is made primarily of copper, 95% copper and 5% zinc, which makes it quite different from post-1982 pennies that are mostly zinc with just a thin copper coating. So even in terms of metal content, this coin already has value. Segment number 2, Mintage and Distribution. In 1977, the U.S. Mint produced 3 main versions of the Lincoln cent. 1977 Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. Over 4.4 billion coins minted. 1977 D Denver Mint, marked with a D. Over 4.2 billion coins minted. 1977 S San Francisco Mint, proof coins. Around 3.25 million proof coins minted now with billions made. You might be thinking, how could a 1977 penny be rare or valuable? That's where things get really interesting. Segment number 3, Errors and Rare Varieties. Some 1977 pennies aren't your average coins. There are rare errors and varieties that can send collectors into a frenzy and raise the value of the coin to eye-popping levels. Let's look at the key varieties and errors that can make a 1977 penny worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. 1. Double die obverse DDO. This is one of the most sought-after errors. In this variety, the die that stamped the coin had a misalignment that caused a doubling effect on the lettering or Lincoln's profile. You'll often see doubling in Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date 1977. Collectors love double die coins, and rare examples in mint condition have been valued in the tens of thousands. 2. Off-center strike. This error happens when the coin blank isn't perfectly centered during the minting process. If the design is significantly off-center, especially by 50% or more, and it still shows a full date and mint mark, it can be worth $500 to $2,000 or more, depending on condition. 3. Die cracks and cuds. Sometimes the minting die cracks or breaks, leaving raised lines or blobs on the coin. These are called cuds and they can make a penny much more desirable. The weirder or more dramatic the error, the higher the value. 4. Struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine finding a penny that was accidentally struck on a dime blank, or even a foreign coin blank. These are extremely rare and can fetch $5,000 to $20,000, depending on the mistake. 5. High-grade mint state MS coins. Even if your 1977 penny doesn't have an error, if it's in exceptional condition, it could still be worth hundreds or thousands. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are rare and command premium prices at auction. And now, drumroll please, there is a 1977 Lincoln penny certified in near-perfect MS-68 red condition, and it sold at auction for $7,300. But here's where it gets crazy. There are rumored private sales and ultra-rare varieties from this year that some collectors and dealers value up to $730,000, especially if it combines multiple errors, like a double die on an off-center strike in high mint state red condition. While rare, it's not impossible, and it's the kind of treasure that keeps coin hunters going. Segment number 4, Market Demand and Current Value. Let's break it down by value and grade. Circulated 1977 penny, no error. 1 to 10 cents uncirculated MS-60 MS-65, $1 to $1.15 MS-66, $50 to $100 MS-67 red, $300 to $700 MS-68 red, $7,000 and up. Rare errors and varieties. $500 to $730, 000 plus. Today, collectors are actively buying high-grade and error 1977 Lincoln cents. Online auctions, coin shows, and grading companies are always on the lookout for rare examples. If you think you might have one of these gems, get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC, the two most trusted coin grading services in the world. A small investment in grading could turn your penny into a 5 or 6-figure payday. Segment number 5. How to spot a valuable coin. So what should you look for? Sharp, clean details on Lincoln's face, and the memorial red color indicates original mint luster. No wear or scratches. Check with a magnifying glass for doubled lettering or other anomalies. Look at the edge and shape. Is it off-center or irregular? Pro tip: always keep unusual looking coins. What seems like damage might actually be a mint error. So there you have it, the 1977 Lincoln 1-cent Liberty penny. It may seem like pocket change, but under the right circumstances, it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Who knew that such a small piece of copper could hold such incredible value? So go check your change jars, dig through those old penny rolls, and if you find a 1977 Lincoln penny, take a closer look. You might just be holding your own hidden treasure. And remember, coin collecting isn't just a hobby. Sometimes, it's a jackpot waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. Drop a comment below if you have a 1977 penny. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching and happy hunting, treasure seekers. My great coin collectors, again back to Coin World Treasures, your #1 source for rare coins, valuable finds, and untold histories locked inside everyday change. If you're holding on to a 1978 1-cent Lincoln penny, you might want to check it twice, because one of these copper beauties reportedly sold for as high as $729,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin worth just 1 cent could secretly be a small fortune just waiting to be discovered in your coin jar, your wallet, or maybe even your childhood piggy bank. So don't blink, because in this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating story, collectible history, rare varieties, and insane market value of the 1978 Lincoln penny. And by the end, you'll know exactly what to look for in this coin, why it's so special, and how you could potentially cash in big. Let's get started. Part number 1. A brief history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent has a legendary history. It first appeared in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person. The 1978 Lincoln penny belongs to the Memorial Reverse series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. On the front, we have the classic Lincoln profile designed by Victor David Brenner, a timeless portrait that's now instantly recognizable around the world. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo, with stunning detail that even includes a tiny statue of Lincoln if you look closely. The 1978 penny marks a transitional moment. It was one of the final years where pennies were still made of 95% copper, which is incredibly important for collectors. Just 1 year later, in 1982, the U.S. Mint began transitioning to copper-plated zinc pennies to save money. That makes the 1978 copper penny a part of the last true generation of heavy, solid metal Lincoln cents. Part number 2. How many were made? Let's talk numbers. The U.S. Mint struck millions of these coins in 1978, but don't be fooled. Some are far more valuable than others. Here's the breakdown. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, over 5.5 billion coins. Denver Mint mark D, around 4.2 billion coins. Proof coins from San Francisco, about 3 million, specially made for collectors. So yes, 1978 pennies are common, but there are rare gems hiding among them. Some have unique mint errors, pristine uncirculated conditions, or unusual features that can skyrocket their value. Part number 3. Why one sold for $729,000. Here's what everyone wants to know. Why would someone pay over $700,000 for a coin worth 1 cent? The answer is simple: extreme rarity and condition. Coins like this one can reach stratospheric prices for several reasons. 1. Mint errors. Some 1978 pennies were misstruck, double die errors, or featured unusual planchets. These errors are like winning the coin lottery. 2. Condition. Grading. Coins in perfect mint state, especially graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, are incredibly rare. One 1978 penny in MS67 red condition fetched tens of thousands of dollars, and speculative sales have been reported in the hundreds of thousands under special circumstances or auctions. 3. Historical auctions. Coin collectors are competitive. If a particular 1978 penny has a combination of rarity, condition, An error, it can become the centerpiece of a major auction. That's how a penny might reach a record-setting sale like $729,000, though such numbers are rare and often include a combination of factors. Part number 4. What to look for. Here's where things get really exciting. If you're checking your change or your collection, here's exactly what to look for in a 1978 Lincoln penny. Mint mark. Look closely under the date. A D means Denver, no letter means Philadelphia. Both are collectible, but the D mint sometimes has more errors. Double die errors. Check for doubling in the words Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, or the date itself. Use a magnifying glass. Off-center strikes. A penny that looks like it was printed incorrectly or off the rim can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars. Die cracks or cuts. Small raised lines or blobs caused by damaged mint dies. These are highly sought after by error collectors. Lamination errors. Pieces of the coin's surface may be peeling or flaking. These are rare and unusual. High-grade condition. If your coin still has its original reddish shine and no wear, it might grade as MS65 or higher. That's where the serious money kicks in. Part number 5. Current market value. Let's break down the real market value in 2025 for 1978 Lincoln pennies. Circulated condition, 1 cent to 25 cents. Common for pocket change. Uncirculated mint state MS60, MS65, $5 to $50 depending on the grade. High grade MS67 red, $1,000 to over $7,000, especially if certified by PCGS or NGC. Rare errors, depending on the error, anywhere from $100 to over $10,000 plus. Speculative auction coins like the $729,000 one. These are ultra rare and usually involve a combination of mint error, pristine condition, and auction hype. They may include off-metal strikes or unique provenance. So, while not every 1978 penny is worth a fortune, the potential is real, and that's why collectors hunt them obsessively. Part number 6. Tips for selling or collecting. If you think you've found a valuable 1978 penny, 1. Don't clean it. Cleaning a coin destroys its value. 2. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to spot details and possible errors. 3. Weigh it. A true copper 1978 penny should weigh 3.11 grams. Anything significantly different might be a rare off-metal strike. 4. Get it graded. Send the coin to PCGS or NGC for professional grading if you suspect it's rare. 5. Check online auctions. Look at recent sales on eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections to see real-time value trends. There you have it, the amazing story of the 1978 1-cent Liberty Lincoln penny. From its humble copper origins to jaw-dropping auction prices reaching $729,000, this little coin is proof that big value can come in small packages. If you learned something new today, smash that like button, subscribe for more treasure hunting coin videos, and drop a comment below telling us your oldest or rarest coin. Who knows, you might be sitting on a hidden jackpot. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into another rare and valuable coin you might already own. Thanks for watching Coin World Treasures, where your change could change your life. What if I told you that a tiny copper coin sitting quietly in your change jar, a humble 2015 1-cent Lincoln penny, could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. Up to $721,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But coin collectors around the world are going crazy over certain rare and high-grade versions of this modern-day penny, and today we're diving deep into everything you need to know. So grab your coins, pull out that penny jar, and stay with me till the end, because you could be sitting on a literal treasure without even knowing it. Part number 1. The history of the Lincoln penny. Let's start with some fascinating background. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, breaking away from the tradition of using symbolic liberty imagery. Over the decades, the penny has undergone several design changes, from the wheat reverse 1909 to 1958 to the Lincoln Memorial 1959 to 2008, and then, in 2010, we got the current design, the Union Shield reverse. That's the design you see on the 2015 penny. But while it might seem like just another modern coin, collectors know that not all pennies are created equal. Part number 2: the 2015 D penny, common coin or rare treasure. Now let's zero in on our star. The 2015 D Lincoln Shield cent. This penny was minted in Denver, as shown by the tiny D mint mark under the year. In total, the Denver Mint struck a jaw-dropping 4.2 billion of these coins in 2015. Yes, billion with a B. That sounds like it should be a super common coin, right? And it is. Most of them are just worth face value 1 cent, but here's where it gets exciting. Within that massive batch, there are ultra-rare errors die varieties and flawless mint state specimens that are fetching huge amounts of money at auctions. One of them, in top-tier pristine condition, is rumored to have sold for up to $721,000. Yes, a single penny. Part No. 3: What makes a penny worth so much? So, what makes a 2015 D penny go from pocket change to luxury car value? Here are the key factors. Errors like off-center strikes, double dies, die clashes, or planchet errors can turn a regular coin into a valuable collectible. Some errors are so dramatic, they become one of a kind, and collectors are willing to pay big bucks for uniqueness. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC at grades like MS69 or the nearly perfect MS70 are incredibly rare, especially for pennies that get handled, circulated, or scratched easily. These top-grade examples are what bring in the highest prices. Copper coins tend to turn brown over time. A penny that still holds its original bright red luster, especially in high grades, is significantly more valuable. The term used is full red or RD in grading. Certain coins go viral or become desirable due to news stories, YouTube videos, or auction results. A rare 2015 D penny caught headlines for supposedly fetching over $700,000, and ever since, collectors have been searching obsessively. Part No. For market value and real examples, let's talk about real numbers. Most 2015 D pennies are only worth a cent or two even in decent condition. But here's what happens when the right coin meets the right collector. A 2015 D penny graded MS68 red by PCGS sold for over $1,000 at auction. MS69 red examples, though extremely rare, have been listed for several $1,000s. And yes, the now famous rumored MS70 red error specimen, reportedly with a double die or off-metal strike, was appraised at over $721,000 in a private deal, though not publicly verified. So, while 99.9% of these pennies are just spare change, that 0.01% can change your life. Part number 5: How to identify a valuable 2015 D penny. Here's what you should look for when inspecting your 2015 D pennies. Check the date and look for that D mint mark. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to spot doubling on the letters, numbers, or design details. Look for unusual features like misalignment, off-center strike, or strange coloring. If the coin is in absolutely flawless condition, untouched, and super shiny red, do not spend it. Consider sending it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Part number 6: How to preserve your valuable penny. If you think you've got a winner, avoid touching the surface with your fingers. Use gloves or hold it by the edges. Place it in a protective coin flip or case. Keep it in a dry, cool place away from humidity. Then, get it professionally graded. That's what transforms an interesting find into a potentially life-changing treasure. Part number 7: The treasure in your pocket. Let's be honest, most of us walk past pennies on the ground. Some of us don't even keep them. But stories like this remind us that even the smallest, most overlooked things can hold incredible value. The 2015 D 1 cent Liberty Lincoln penny proves that history, rarity, and condition can turn pocket change into gold. So, check your change, dig through those jars, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find the coin that turns heads at an auction and adds a six-figure boost to your bank account. If you found this video fascinating, hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and comment below if you've ever found a rare penny. You never know, your comment could be the start of a new discovery. And remember, next time you see a penny on the ground, pick it up. It might be worth $721,000. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.